How to improve your fluency. Alex felt a familiar knot of anxiety tightening in their stomach. An exciting job opportunity had just landed, but it demanded fluent English, a skill Alex believed was beyond reach. Their confidence plummeted, feeling trapped by language barriers. This was a critical moment for Alex, a true turning point. The dream job seemed so close, yet incredibly distant. Days turned into nights filled with self-doubt. Alex knew deep down that to truly excel in this interconnected world, English was no longer optional. It was essential. Fluency wasn't just about speaking, but about understanding, connecting, and thriving professionally. This realization sparked a tiny ember of determination within. Alex started researching how to improve your fluency. The initial answers were overwhelming, but a common thread emerged: consistent engagement. Fluency isn't perfection. It's about smooth, natural communication. It's about expressing thoughts effortlessly, without hesitation. This new perspective was incredibly liberating for Alex. One article stressed why you must read English. It explained that reading exposes you to diverse vocabulary, complex sentence structures, and natural expressions. Alex began with simple articles, then graduated to short stories. Each page turn felt like unlocking a new level of understanding. Reading daily expanded Alex's passive vocabulary significantly. They encountered words in context, making them easier to remember and apply later. It also helped internalize grammar patterns intuitively, without explicitly studying rules. This daily ritual became surprisingly enjoyable and rewarding. Next, the advice was clear. Listen English constantly. Alex started listening to podcasts, news, and eventually movies with subtitles. This immersed them in authentic pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm. It was challenging initially, but incredibly effective for comprehension. Alex learned to actively listen, not just hear. They focused on understanding the main ideas, then specific details. Repetitive listening to short clips helped them catch nuances and accelerate their auditory processing. This active engagement transformed their learning process dramatically. The most daunting hurdle was how to talk with anyone. Alex's throat tightened at the thought of speaking, fearing mistakes and embarrassment. This fear often paralyzed them, preventing any real practice. Overcoming this mental block was absolutely crucial for progress. A wise online mentor advised, start small. Alex began by talking to themselves in front of a mirror, describing daily activities. This seemingly simple exercise built initial confidence and helped them articulate thoughts without external pressure. It felt awkward yet profoundly effective. Then Alex sought online language exchange partners. They started with text chats, slowly transitioning to voice calls. The supportive community made the process less intimidating. This real-world interaction provided invaluable opportunities for practical application. The consensus Alex discovered was that there isn't one best way to learn English. It's a combination of all methods tailored to individual learning styles. Consistency, immersion, and active practice were universal ingredients for success in language acquisition. Alex crafted a personalized daily schedule: 30 minutes reading, 30 minutes listening, and 15 minutes dedicated to speaking practice. This structured approach brought discipline to their learning journey. It wasn't about massive blocks of time but consistent, focused effort. Alex often thought of their journey as a very interesting story, unfolding day by day. Each small victory, every new word learned, and every fear conquered added a new chapter. This narrative approach made the arduous process feel more engaging and purposeful. Practicing speaking was paramount, Alex realized. It solidified grammar, improved pronunciation, and built muscle memory for verbal expression. Without active speaking, all the reading and listening remained passive knowledge, unable to fully blossom. It truly bridged the gap. Alex focused on speaking about everyday topics, then gradually moved to more complex subjects. They recorded themselves, identifying areas for improvement in pronunciation and intonation. This self-correction loop accelerated their progress dramatically. One crucial talking tip Alex learned was to embrace mistakes. Errors are not failures, they are stepping stones. Speaking imperfectly is infinitely better than not speaking at all. This mindset shift reduced anxiety significantly, encouraging more output. Another tip: be an active listener during conversations. Focus on what the other person is saying, not just on what you want to say next. This improves comprehension and allows for more natural, relevant responses, making conversations flow smoothly. Asking open-ended questions was a game changer. It kept the conversation going, showed interest, and gave Alex more time to formulate their own thoughts. Simple "how do you feel about that?" or "could you elaborate?" worked wonders. Learning new words efficiently was another key piece of the puzzle. Alex moved beyond rote memorization. They focused on context, using flashcards with example sentences rather than just isolated words. This made words stick better. Spaced repetition systems proved invaluable for vocabulary acquisition. Alex used apps that presented words at optimal intervals for memorization. They also tried to use new words immediately in their speaking or writing practice. Daily English practice became a cornerstone. It wasn't about massive, exhausting sessions but consistent, manageable chunks. Even 10 minutes of focused activity daily was better than sporadic, long sessions. Consistency truly was king. Alex integrated English into their hobbies. Watching English YouTube channels, listening to English music, even changing their phone's language. This constant exposure made English feel less like a chore and more like a part of life. Slowly, subtly, Alex noticed changes. Hesitations became less frequent. Sentences flowed more naturally. The mental translation process began to fade, replaced by direct thought in English. It was a gradual but profound transformation. With improved fluency came a massive surge in confidence. Alex no longer dreaded English conversations. They sought them out. The initial anxiety had been replaced by a genuine enthusiasm for communication and connection. The day of the job interview arrived. Alex walked in feeling prepared. The interviewer began speaking in English, and to Alex's surprise, the words flowed effortlessly from their lips. They understood questions perfectly and responded clearly. Alex discussed their skills, experiences, and aspirations with newfound clarity and confidence. The conversation felt natural, engaging, and professional. There were no awkward silences or fumbling for words. It was a testament to their dedication. A few days later, the email arrived, a job offer. Alex had secured their dream position, not just because of their qualifications, but largely due to their vastly improved English fluency. Tears of joy welled up. Alex looked back at their journey, marveling at how far they had come. From a fearful beginner to a confident communicator. It truly was an interesting story of perseverance and strategic learning, a personal triumph. Alex now passionately advised others on how to improve their fluency. They stressed the importance of consistent engagement with the language, not just academic study. Real-world interaction was the ultimate accelerator for progress. Why you must read English, Alex would tell anyone who asked. They explained how reading broadens vocabulary and provides exposure to diverse writing styles and cultural nuances. It's a quiet but powerful engine for growth. Alex always urged, listen English as much as possible. They shared how listening trains the ear, improves comprehension speed, and helps internalize natural intonation. It's like absorbing the rhythm of the language. For those terrified of speaking, Alex provided practical advice on how to talk with anyone. They emphasized starting with simple greetings, asking follow-up questions, and focusing on connection over perfection. Fear is the biggest barrier. Alex often shared their insights on the best way to learn English, reiterating that it's a multifaceted journey. Integrating all skills reading, writing, listening, and speaking creates a synergistic effect, making learning more effective. Their own transformation was indeed a very interesting story that inspired many. Alex believed everyone possessed the potential to learn, provided they adopted the right strategies and maintained unwavering consistency in their efforts. Why you should practice speaking, Alex would explain, is because it's the ultimate application. It forces you to retrieve words, structure sentences on the fly, and truly engage with the language in real time. Solidifies everything. Alex continued to offer talking tips. Don't apologize for your accent, use filler words if needed, and always try to rephrase if you're stuck. The goal is to keep the communication channel open no matter what. They also suggested mirroring body language and tone for better rapport. Preparing a few common phrases for different situations also eased initial nervousness. These small techniques made a big difference in confidence. On how to learn words, Alex advised active recall and using new words in sentences immediately. Creating personal stories or mnemonics for challenging words also proved very effective for long-term retention. Finally, Alex stressed how to practice English consistently. This meant setting realistic goals, celebrating small victories, and treating language learning as a marathon, not a sprint. Daily habits compound over time. Alex's success wasn't just personal. It had a ripple effect. Friends, colleagues, and even strangers reached out for advice. They saw in Alex a living example of what consistent effort and smart strategies could achieve. The improved English didn't just help with the job. It opened up a world of new experiences. Alex could travel more confidently, enjoy international media, and connect with people from diverse backgrounds globally. Understanding English allowed Alex to delve deeper into various cultures through their literature and media. It was no longer just about communication but about broadening their worldview significantly. This was an unexpected bonus. The joy of understanding a complex podcast without subtitles, or laughing at a joke in an English movie, was immense. These small moments validated all the hard work and reinforced the value of fluency. Alex admitted there were plateaus, moments of frustration where progress seemed to halt. But they learned to push through, sometimes by changing their routine or simply resting before resuming with renewed vigor. Positive mindset was crucial. Believing in one's ability to learn, accepting mistakes as part of the process, and maintaining curiosity were as important as any specific technique for language acquisition. Alex found motivation in their initial goal, the dream job, but also in the sheer joy of learning and connecting. This intrinsic motivation became a powerful driving force, sustaining their efforts long-term. Connecting with other English learners and native speakers provided a supportive community. Sharing struggles and successes, getting feedback, and simply having people to practice with made the journey less isolating and more fun. Alex became a local advocate for lifelong learning, particularly in language acquisition. Their story resonated with many who felt overwhelmed by the challenge of mastering a new language. It offered hope and a clear path forward. Truly, Alex's journey demonstrated that learning English is a very interesting story for anyone who undertakes it. It's a personal epic of growth, resilience, and transformation. Every learner writes their own unique narrative. Fluency wasn't just about words. It was about opening doors, building bridges, and expanding horizons. It was about confidence, connection, and countless new opportunities waiting to be explored by a newly empowered individual. Alex understood that fluency is a continuous journey, not a destination. There was always more to learn, more nuances to grasp, and more conversations to be had. The learning never truly stopped, it merely evolved. So for anyone starting their English journey, Alex's advice was simple. Embrace the process, be patient with yourself, and never underestimate the power of consistent, diverse practice. Your fluency awaits you. Every aspect of learning, reading, listening, speaking, vocabulary, intertwine to create a strong linguistic foundation. Neglecting one area would weaken the whole structure. It was a holistic approach that truly worked. You can do it, Alex would often exclaim. Your English fluency is within reach. Just take that first step, then the next, and keep going. Your story of success is waiting to be written. Alex's story proves that the journey to English fluency is an incredible adventure. It's filled with challenges, triumphs, and profound personal growth. Start your own remarkable story today and unlock your full potential.